Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our pre-spring press conference with Army head football coach Jeff Monken. Black Knights will start spring practice tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday, March 25th. Take you through the ground rules for today. We'll have Coach Monken make a quick opening statement, then we'll open up for questions for those here in Randall Hall. Then we'll go to the phone and take questions from those joining us on the teleconference. Then back here at Randall Hall for one more round of questions, and then Coach will be available for some quick one-on-ones at the end of the press conference. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the head coach of the Black Knights, Jeff Monken.
Thank you. Thanks for everybody for being here today, and we're excited about spring practice starting tomorrow. We've eagerly anticipated this day for a couple of months, and our guys have been working really hard in the off season. I've been really pleased with their effort and just the strides we've made physically to this point, and the opportunity for our staff to get in place, get to know these guys, and we're excited and feel like prepared and ready to begin practice and anxious to see what we've got. We've had a chance to see all these guys on film, see them run around in some conditioning workouts and those kinds of things, but nothing really to give us an indication on who our players are going to be at each position. We can certainly speculate based on who's played and what we've been able to see on film, but I'm really anxious to see these guys in person and watch them in our schemes, see them compete, get a chance to coach them, and get prepared for our season next fall. So we'll go with just questions from here.
Joe, go ahead.
Always open, Coach, after the last 20 years.
I'll look forward to
Joe
that.
Sear, WKDT, which is the cadet radio station. No cadets today. You've been here 3 months. What's the surprise? What didn't you expect? What have you found that you didn't realize you were getting into?
I don't know. I don't know if I could call out a lot of surprises. I've been very pleased with the things that we've been able to do to this point. Just the steps we've been able to take in terms of getting our team together and developing the spirit within this team, this 2014 team. Obviously, that'll change when we add the freshman class of the plebes in the fall. But just to see these guys come together, watch them work, been really pleased with their effort and their hunger to succeed. And I've been pleasantly surprised with their enthusiasm and their desire to be pushed. And so we've pushed these guys, and we'll push them some more. And like I said, really anxious for tomorrow. It's been a big day that we've been looking forward to.
So when you spoke, I presume you've spoken to each individual players or spoken to them in small groups or large groups?
I've visited with each player individually,
okay.
Myself and our staff. The guys that coach the particular positions have had several meetings individually with each one of our guys.
Okay. Have you found them to be receptive, understanding? Are they looking at you like you're speaking another language? How do you feel you're getting along with them so far?
Our guys want to win, and they're willing to do whatever it is that we ask of them to try to do that, to try to have success. They're not different than anybody else. Everybody wants to win. It's the amount of work, the amount of effort you're willing to put into it that makes the difference. And I've really been pleased with the guys and their willingness to put forth the effort.
Looking to accomplish in the spring, like specifically offense, defense? Like what do you want to see out of the team once they take the field?
I want to see the guys work hard. I'd like to see our team display toughness, play together, play for each other, and work as hard as they can, try as hard as they can in everything that they do. And we'll get better if we do those things. We'll have a chance to compete if we do those things. If we don't do those things, we won't have a chance. Beyond that, just to implement our schemes, learn the terminology, build a foundation for the fall. We're going to have an opportunity to practice a lot more once we start preseason camp, 29 times before we play our first game, and that should give us enough time to be prepared for the first football game. But those things that fundamentally blocking, tackling, taking care of the ball, playing well in the kicking game. All those things we need to work on those fundamentals and improve and get better this spring. In order for those schemes to come together, we can draw up any plays we want, any defenses we want. We got to do the fundamental things, and we got to be tough and play for each other and play with great effort.
You talked about conditioning a little bit and what the guys have gone through. Can you talk about the staff you've hired and how you feel that what they're going to bring to the team? Is it going to be what you see in a player, what you want to see in a player? You want speed and that kind of stuff?
In terms of the staff that we've hired, a lot of the guys on the coaching staff were men that I've worked with in the past. Those that I haven't worked with are either gentlemen that I know in the profession, have mutual acquaintances, have worked for people that I know very well, or just through the interview process, which several of our coaches I'd never worked with before and didn't know, but really felt like from a personality standpoint, as well as a scheme standpoint, that they were a fit for our staff. The things that I believe in, the aspects of toughness and the aspects of playing hard, being at the front of and foremost in everything that we do, not just what plays they can draw up or what defenses they can draw up, but just their mentality and their passion for coaching, for getting guys to play hard, for believing in each other, and those were all things that were important to me in hiring a staff. So I think we got a great staff that'll be examples to our team in terms of leadership and teamwork, and guys that'll push those guys the way that I expect in order for us to have the success that's expected here.
You've gone out and spread the Army football word a little bit, right? I mean, just what's that been like to?
I spread the Army football word everywhere I go, every chance I get.
What's that been like for you to just be front and center and just getting the word out and say, hey, there's some change going on here and stuff?
I don't know that I really try to force on people that there's change. I think one of the great things about this academy is the expectation for excellence. That's never gone away, and so it's an opportunity for me to be here and be a part of this great academy and to push these guys that represent this academy to be great, to create a culture of excellence within this program, and I talk about the things I believe in and the things I think that this program's capable of being, and when there's change, when there hasn't been success, a sustained success, everybody's excited. Everybody's excited because there's change. There's a hope that there's going to be more success, and I certainly hope there'll be more success, and people are excited about that. And as I tell everybody, says, "Oh, we're so excited you're here," and as I've told everybody, I hope you're still saying that in December.
All right, at this time we'll head to the telephone. Those joining us on the teleconference, go ahead and identify yourself and your affiliation and ask your question, please.
Yes, this is Charles Grievous with GoBlackKnights.com. Good afternoon, Coach.
Hi, Charles.
Based on your objectives and targets surrounding winter strength and conditioning, do you feel as a team you met those goals, or do you feel that there's still some work to be done in that area?
We didn't set specific goals in terms of conditioning. A general goal was to transform our bodies, to get in better physical condition, to get bigger, to get stronger, to improve speed, quickness, and overall condition. And hopefully we've done that. We've tracked every guy, every lift, body weights across the board throughout the spring, and that's a process. That doesn't change in just a matter of a couple of months. It's going to take hard work between now and when we start in the fall and all the way through the fall, and that never ends. There's never a goal where we say, well, we've reached where we want to be in terms of our conditioning, our speed, our size. Those will be things that we'll always try to improve on. So we got a lot of work to do between now and the fall. That's certain. But I think we've made some strides.
Great. And speaking of objectives, if you were to name 2 or 3 main objectives you want to come away with at the conclusion of spring ball, what would they be?
I want to get these guys to play as a team. That's number one, to play together, play for each other. Number 2, play well fundamentally. Block, tackle, take care of the ball, play well in the kicking game. All the things that it takes to be a good individual football player, because those things will help our schemes come together and help our team win. And last, just to try to set a foundation for the fall, for the 2014 season, and offensively, defensively, in the kicking game, so that we're not starting fresh at the beginning of August when we start camp. We've already got a foundation laid, and that we're coming back as a veteran team based on our schemes and the things that we do when we start camp in the fall.
Okay, great. And final question, please. Can you possibly bring us up to date on the status of running back Raymond Maples?
Raymond had an injury and had surgery and is not enrolled in the academy this spring, and we're hopeful that he'll be enrolled in the fall and be an opportunity for him to possibly return to the program.
Thank you.
Anything else for those on the telephone?
Yes, Coach Ken Kreitzer, Sons of the American Legion Radio. I'm just going to ask you, you mentioned earlier watching the tapes of last season. Were there particular things that you liked and things that were areas of concern that stood out in watching last year's tapes?
There were on both sides. Things that were good, that we felt were positives, and things where we felt like we needed improvement. And so obviously we want to try to build on those things that we felt like as a team we did well, and then work on the areas where we know there's definitely need for improvement.
Okay. And the defense has certainly been an area that's struggled in the last couple of years. You brought in Jay Bateman from Ball State to be the defensive coordinator. What are your thoughts on his philosophy and style that he'll bring to West Point?
I interviewed Jay 4 years ago when I took the Georgia Southern job and was really impressed with him. And we competed against Jay in the same league in the Southern Conference before they went to Ball State. I was always very impressed with his teams, with his defenses, and how hard they played, the effort. Thought they were a very well-coached unit. Understood their defense. They had guys in place to make plays, and he's a very enthusiastic, hard-nosed, tough football coach, which I value in a coach, and that's my style. And I certainly want to have leaders on each side of the ball in each specific unit, offense, defense, and special teams that are tough and will demand toughness from their teams and great effort. And I think that's what we're going to get from Jay.
Anything else on the phone?
Final question. I just wanted to ask about the players coming from the prep school at Army this past year. If there are players there that you feel that can step in and help this upcoming season.
I'm certain we're going to have players from both the prep school as well as direct admits, guys that are coming straight from high school. That are still seniors in high school right now that'll join us this summer. I'm certain that there'll be several of those guys that will have to contribute. In terms of who the starters are going to be, I don't know. We don't have a starting lineup going into spring practice tomorrow. So it's every position's up for grabs, and I hope that's going to create some great competition, and I'm sure we'll have competition again in the fall among that plebe class or freshman class. They'll be competing with each other, but I think we'll find there'll be some of those guys that'll be able to compete for jobs playing on Saturdays. So we're looking forward to getting all those guys to join us in August.
Hey, thanks, Coach.
Anything else? All right, we'll come back here and go. Ron, go ahead.
Coach, you talked about teamwork and togetherness, which is, I guess, the mantra of every football coach in the world, but teamwork and togetherness would seem to be ingrained in these guys. Is it something you have to work or think you'll have to work as hard?
I think that's something that always needs to be worked on. I don't take anything for granted in terms of a group of people just being team oriented. So that's not something that we need to focus or concentrate on. I think that every one of the officers that's working here at the academy that's been out in the field and worked with soldiers will tell you that that's something they work on all the time, is togetherness and teamwork and working together and having a spirit for each other. If you're not bonded and connected to the people that you're working with, particularly on a team, like a football team, where you're playing a game against another opponent that has a group of people out there trying to stop you or trying to attack you, and you're going to have a difficult time having success. There's got to be togetherness. There's got to be a feeling of loyalty, a team spirit that goes beyond just words. And that's not something that happens just because you get a group of people together in a room and you put the same uniform on them. Those are things you work on and you build. And most people don't ever in their lives have an opportunity to be a part of something like that, other than their own family. But a group of people that aren't family, don't have the same last name, but have that same feeling of togetherness and loyalty and love. That's special. And in order to have a special team, and in order to have the kind of success that I expect, and I think is expected here at the United States Military Academy, you've got to have a team that breathes and lives for that group of people in that unit. And that's not something we'll take for granted here, and I don't think you can take for granted anywhere.
The team is going to be practicing at 4 different sites. Is there one in particular that you're going to focus on, or are you going to be a little piece of everything?
In terms of where we practice?
No, in terms of how you're going to get to it. Like if you've got 4 different practice sites, you obviously can't see all 4 at once. Is there a particular part of the team that you'll be focusing on, or you just wishing you had a look at everybody?
You talking about the location here on campus?
Yeah.
Okay, we got the House practice field and Mikey Stadium. That's where we'll be practicing. We'll have the offense on one field and defense on the other.
Because there was something here that had you guys also practicing at the prep school. That's what I was wondering.
We are, it's a result of a scheduling conflict. We're going to be practicing up there twice. This Saturday, there's 2 fields there.
Okay.
So I'll be able to go from one to the other. I got legs. Fortunately, God gave me 2 of them, and I'll run from one field to the next. And I'll do the same here when we're practicing over on this side of the building. I'll jog down the hill right here to the Mikey surface and watch whichever part of practice I want to be a part of. And I'll do a lot of traveling back and forth. But really, it's just these 2 fields here. When we're at the prep school this Saturday, we've got 2 fields up there. The second time we're at the prep school, it's going to be a scrimmage. So we'll just have the one field that we'll need at that time. So I don't see it as an issue, and I like to be involved with as much of the practice on both sides of the ball as I can. I was a lifetime assistant on offense. I feel like I can probably lend more to our team from that vantage point. But we got a great staff. And they don't need me to coach all 11 guys on both sides of the ball. They do a great job, but I'll certainly be there to encourage and push and be very involved in the special teams. But I'll be on both fields and moving back and forth, but try to be as involved as I can in what's going on both sides.
As either a player or a coach, do you have a particular memory that sticks out from the first day of practice, coaching, player, anything that sticks out?
I just think there's always an excitement about the first day of practice every year. Everybody looks forward to it, and once you start running around and you start getting real tired and sweaty and breathing hard, you start wondering why you were looking forward to it so much, probably as a player. But I think these guys are excited. They're excited to compete. And I'm excited to watch them. I'm excited to be out there and coach these guys. And I think every year it's just the hope of what's to come. and we're certainly excited and hopeful about this season. So I got a lot of great memories, and I don't know if I particularly remember the very first day of every season, but just the first day that I took the field as a high school player, and then as a college player, and then as a coach. There's probably those days. The first practice as as an assistant coach at each school, I probably remember the very first time walking onto the field at each place. So I'm sure this is going to be a special memory for me as well.
Joe, go ahead and wrap us up.
Back to Joe. Coach, are you an indoor practice coach? You sound like you're an outdoor practice coach. You're going to be in Housey Field. You're going to be at Mikey. Are you going to use Foley?
When there's lightning and we are mandated when there's lightning within a 10-mile radius that we have to be inside for 30 minutes after the last strike. So that'll be our extent of being indoors.
Okay, good. It's easier to watch you guys from the outside, obviously, than to go into Foley. Okay, and then getting back to something you said before, you got no starters anywhere. So when you see these guys on the field in uniform working together, obviously there's some carryover as to who's going to take the snap, who's going to snap the ball. Are you looking at them as athletes capable of being moved around, or are you looking at them as position players that you just got to get them better?
We've already made some position changes just based on what we saw on tape and what we've seen athletically, where we think guys might fit, and moved them to one position or another. Obviously, changing defensive schemes probably moved a few more guys around on that side of the ball. We really just we don't know. I had Nick Detterman, our equipment manager, put names on the backs of the jerseys and name tape on the front of the jerseys. We don't know jersey numbers. We don't know who's who. So we want to be able to call them by name when they're running the other direction from us, and not have to say who's number 29 and who's number 48 and right on down the line. We know their names, we know their faces, but we've watched them for 2 months without a uniform on and a helmet on, and so I got to tell you, we're going to have to put 11 guys out there on offense and defense tomorrow in the first group.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the starter or they'll be in the first group in the next period or the next time we practice. It'll all, after the first day, it'll just depend on what they've done and where they stand at that point.
Fair enough. And at the end of spring ball, how far along do you feel you need to be to have a set first string, second string? Or does that wait till August?
Well, we'll have a depth chart coming out of spring, and we don't have to play somebody else. So it doesn't mean we have to have a clear-cut starter on one position. There might be a guy bracketed at the nose position that, hey, we got two guys, and they're going to battle it out to see who's going to be the starter in the fall. And we might have a freshman come in and beat both of them out. I don't know. We don't have to decide on a starting 11 until September the 6th. Right. So when we trot out there to play Buffalo, we'll have 11 guys, not 12 or 10.
Good enough for me, Coach.
Last one in the back, Rich.
Rich DeMarco, Army Sports Network. You talked about when you took the job how exciting it was to be coaching for West Point. I'm sure the past couple of months you've had to manage your time and meeting with folks who support the program, former players. If you could just share what type of impact maybe meeting with folks who love Army football has had on you.
There's a great passion for Army sports and Army football, both here and around the nation and around the globe. There's I get letters and emails from all around the world, lending support, advice, all of it, and I appreciate every bit of it, because every one of those emails, letters, and calls says is I care. It's important to me, and I know there's a great passion for Army football, and I am excited to coach for this academy and for the United States Army and West Point, and it's a thrill, and really looking forward to tomorrow and getting a chance to see what kind of football team we're going to have. And we won't know tomorrow, but we're going to find out over the next 15 practices how hard these guys are willing to work. if they really are dedicated and committed to getting this done, and that'll sort itself out. I think that probably has as much to do with the depth chart right now as anything, is the guys that are willing to put forth the effort and the guys that are willing to dedicate themselves. And certainly there's going to be a talent difference between each guy. There's going to be 100 and some guys running around out there, and there's going to be a difference in talent between every one of them, and that's part of it. We certainly want to field a talented team and the team that gives us the best chance to win, and that's what we intend to do. And we'll find out how close we are to being able to do that over the course of spring practice, and I think our guys realize that and understand that. I think everybody that's going to suit up for practice tomorrow realizes that they're competing for a position, and there's going to be some guys flying around and trying to make an impression, and that'll be fun to watch.
All right, that wraps us up for this afternoon. We'll be back here at the conclusion of spring practice on the Monday following the spring game, same time, 1 p.m. Again, Army starts practice tomorrow, and we'll see you in April.